Hi everybody. Today we'll be presenting our prototype for the Unified Application Hub. My name is Trent Brown, and I will be handling the majority of the live demo later on in this video you will be viewing. I'm going to hand things off to Nicholas for the next slides.
All right, so the first section in our presentation is going to be division of labor. So for the presentation part of this assignment, most of the slides in the presentation were created by me, Nick Johnson. I did get some help from Ram because some of the images in the slides were not were not up to date. As we progressed through the assignment, I did a lot of the slides a bit early, so it used very late screenshots from our assignment. But Ram helped add some stuff to the presentation. And the live demo is going to be presented by Trent, as this is his assignment. It was his idea that we ended up implementing, so he knows best when it comes to the prototype and what everything is going to be like in our prototype site. So, yeah. For the prototype, a lot of the work was done by Rajan and Trent on the Figma. I did not put Trent on here right now, but yeah, the Figma was mainly done by Rajan and Trent. As you can see, there is a paper mock-up on the screen. That's something that I actually drew, so I actually drew the paper mock-up, but I did not have any play in the Figma prototype whatsoever, so that was all Trent and Rajan. And I think Ram also helped a bit with that as well. So for any other work, there was a lot of graphic design, not on the slides. A lot of the slides are just me screwing around with PowerPoint, but Trent designed the logo that you saw at the start of the presentation. On the title screen, he designed the logo with help from Rajan and I think Elias. They were the ones doing the graphic designs for the site. Of course, Rajan is responsible for most of the prototype, the look of the prototype in Figma, so that was also a big graphic design thing. The organization of labor, I was the one who put a lot of the stuff into the log, the group log that allows us to track the work that we do. So I was the one who assigned everyone else the tasks. Of course, I talked to them before they were assigned the tasks so that they knew what they were doing. But I was the one who divvied up all the tasks in the spreadsheet. And finally, I set up the GitHub repo. Everyone else has also helped with the repo. I know that Trent has been doing a lot of work in the background, not really related to this assignment, but related to the project as a whole. He's been setting up the server that we're going to be hosting it on, all the security stuff. He's done quite a bit of work, so I do want to acknowledge that. But yeah, I think we have the repo in most people's machines in our group, so that's a success in my book. So yeah.
So, my name is Ram. I'll be presenting the design ideas for UAH. So, when we were thinking about this project, here are some of the key ideas we thought of. Right off the bat, we wanted to be able to add applications to the page with little to no effort. Once we add an application, we should be able to view it very easily right on the dashboard. We should be able to derive statistics from our applications. All right, we've applied to X amount of places. We're waiting to hear back from these places. We've gotten these rejections. Those sort of statistics with graphs. Some other important info like where the job is, brief description, the company will be listed as well. And users should be able to customize part of their experience. And I'll be handing it off to Rajan to demonstrate the features.
Now we'll showcase the main features of the Unified Application Hub. So the goal of our application is to eliminate the manual data entry that usually plagues job seekers. And so instead of the user adding applications by themselves, the system populates the dashboard automatically as the backend bots complete submissions. And so here are the different interfaces of our application. We'll now go more into depth with them in the next slides. As you can see in the first GUI, the application list is the central command center. So it uses a clean board to organize these auto-populated entries by status. So we have different statuses. Things obviously are nuanced based on the individual application, but generally it moves from applied to screening to interviews and then hopefully offers. We've also added a specific no reply status to help users filter out older applications that haven't elicited any response or have gone quiet, and so this just keeps the workspace focused on active leads. So moving to the analytics tab, we turn that automated data into visual insights. And so because the system tracks every submission timestamp, it can calculate the response rates and average response times without any user input. And so the applications over time graph and the industry breakdown bar gives users a very high level view of where their profile is gaining the most traction. Now I'll go to Elias.
Hi, my name is EDS. I'm going to be going over the timeline. With our timeline, it's going to allow users to view all of their applications within a timeline, either chronological order or reverse chronological order, to see which they apply to, either earliest or latest. Our reminder tab shows important job application tasks that needs to be done. A red reminder counter can also be seen from any page on the website. And users can also dismiss reminders based on personal needs.
Here are the features present in our prototype. Users can log in using their email, make a password, reset that password, and create their account. We have derived statistics from a number of dummy applications that are displayed in the graph on the Analytics tab. We have a functional simulated job board, which allows users to experience what quick applying would look like and see those applications port back to the main dashboard. Reminders show up on the side menu as red notifications, and we have a dedicated reminders tab for different reminders. We have mandatory protected class related challenges addressed with quick apply, such as whether or not you are a veteran or whether or not you suffer from any form of disability. Auto-filled resume data extraction and automation is demonstrated and visualized as well. And the active resume dashboard is demonstrated with functionality along with a visual timeline and the ability to upload multiple resumes and pick which one you want to use. Thank you.
Hi everybody, going to be going through the live demo for the Unified Application Hub today. Was hoping to have this be a bit more fleshed out in the long run, but time is short, so here we are. So currently we have a demonstration of what the initial logon page might look like. We would like to implement Google OAuth at some point. In this demonstration I have just like the account creation setup. It is a full pipeline where enter your password and whatnot. We have a some placeholder values. You'd enter your password there. It would of course appear in a secure manner. Then after you create your account, it brings you back to the enter email page and you re-enter it. We also have the forgot password path, but it's not a major point here. This is what the kind of dashboard would look like upon entering our application initially. We have our logo up in the top left, a action required notification on the top. The reason we have this mandatory mandatory notification is another view right here of the of such in the reminders tab. As you can see, it states action required. This is a required part that you must fill out to use our job board. And due to most job applications requiring you to always answer the veteran status questions, disability status questions, and sometimes California resident related questions, depending on what kind of a job it might be, we have a mandatory section that the user must respond to before they can even access our job board. As you can see, if you attempt to access the job board without completing the mandatory required questions, it will prompt you that you have not and will not let you view them. So I'm going to click that, and we're going to go back to here, and it automatically doesn't let you select more than one status. We also have links given that are intended. Ooh, I don't think I have. Yeah, let me share my screen rather than the rest of my thing. Sorry, doing this all in one cut because it is very late. Let's see. Okay, continuing where I left off, this should now display that. So when you go through the to click the extra detail links to the actual pages, it should bring up, once you have this fully implemented, it will be a better link. Should bring up the relevant government information pertaining to the topic, like the veteran status, the disability status. Ideally, I think there should be an option for I would not like to disclose information, but yeah. This also has a link like that. California resident, same kind of thing. This will not let you save it unless you have selected a response to all of them. Once you have, this takes you to the main screen. As you can see, the notification header is now gone. It is not impeding you from using the job board anymore. But we will get there in just a moment. One of the major features of the Unified Application Hub is that we want to allow users to import their resumes with the Quick Apply feature in the long run. So therefore we have created a system where you can add this probably should say add resume, but here we go. You click it, it brings up import resume, and this is what it would look like in the actual, don't know why I'm saying that. It is a prototype, it's supposed to represent that, but this is what it would look like in the actual system. We would select a resume, it would bring up your files, of course, and just like this, and you would select something. Don't know why it's taking a while, but yeah. And then you would select what you want to extract. This is a bad color, but yes, you would select what you want to extract from it. We would parse it out via using, I think currently we're planning on using GLM OCR. For the high-level extraction of the text from the resume, and then we will parse that through, I think, some sort of either, I don't remember the thing, but we have a rule-dependent JSON formatter, I think that's what it was, I don't remember, that will take that extracted information from the user's resume and will then pull it all out as data we can use for effective quick apply and going through company ATS softwares. Yeah, so as you can see, we now have this resume imported, and ideally this would bring up to view the actual information from that resume. You can, of course, delete those resumes, and it will take you to, now that we have no resumes on the screen, we have the splash screen for this menu. You can also import through that. I'm just going to quickly go through that. Next, we have just the general applicant information portal. So everything that you have saved directly to your profile relevant to your job application pathway, I guess, is going to be right here. You can edit this. This will be what will autofill additionally into the systems once you use the job board. As you can see, like things like degree, university, technical skills, skills and languages, all of this. That is all there for the user's convenience. Save all button up there. Doesn't really do anything right now, but yeah. Just another settings menu, as you would expect in something like this. All right, and now we're going to get to the job board section of the application. we have created 6 simulated jobs here just because there's, yeah. You can view the details on these and it will pull up all the relevant information. As you can see, the location of the job, the time frame from when it was posted, the properties of said job, and all the other parts in the listing. It also includes the source that the job board was taken from and put on from the API and put onto our site. References the ATS system, the application tracking system that the company will use if you were to apply, and it also offers you the opportunity to open up the original listing, which I think I still am capturing my screen right. Yep. This is just an example one, takes you to the Indeed that it was pulled from. Anyway, irrelevant. Oops. Yep, and so that's one of the jobs. We allow the users to use the one-click apply option. As you can see, we have a confirmation pop up. Confirm and apply. This is a logical error in my prototype, but it's besides the point. Another thing we accounted for when creating the job board is that sometimes custom questions appear when applying for things. So if it requires more of a personalized response, user will be able to type a response to that question or skip it. Sometimes they'll let you skip it, and then it'll still allow you to apply. And then, yep. So you have 2 jobs that you've applied to that are both have status symbols around them. We have the green outline around this one that is for the applied status. So these jobs are very clearly been applied to already, so you can ignore them if you're browsing other jobs that are on this platform. Probably not a good color to have. This is annoying me. To have that just be offer and apply be very similar, but that's semantics at this point. As you can see, a nice scroll feature. Yeah. Continuing from where we were, the job board, once you have applications active, it will look like this on the dashboard. Ideally, we'd like to have more of these values populated, but as you can see, the job is listed in the applied category. It is a quick view on the dashboard for that. By going to the applications menu, it will allow you to view any active jobs you have currently applied to, and ideally you'll be able to withdraw, view details on all your applications, and easily sort them. And then from the going back to the main dashboard, you can view things like the analytics tab, which will populate the total applications you've applied to in the long run, your average response rate, the average response time, along with your success rate when it comes to getting each phase of the job application pipeline. Also have an industry breakdown between what fields you've been applying to, the amount of applications you've had over time, top companies you've applied, most active for your own viewing pleasure. The fastest response you've gotten, just some fun statistics that any data nerd might like. Yeah. And then we have things like the timeline, where you'll be able to see chronologically what you've applied to, your overall just journey through applying for careers. You also will be able to view the details of any application, withdraw, or yeah, from this menu. I believe that is most of the features when it comes to the UAH desktop app. In the long run, we'd like to have like a password manager for any of the ATS portals that we do quick apply you through, so that you can always export your data and use it yourself if you don't want to use the platform any longer for any reason whatsoever. Things like the reminders can be dismissed and or pending ones. If you wish to dismiss them, you can of course do so. Hi everybody, this is the mobile version of our application in its current state.